Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, as you guys can see, we are going to be talking about how the narcissist is a fugitive. Yes, you guys, today we're going to talk about how the narcissist is a fugitive. So if you guys don't know what a fugitive is a person who has escaped from a place or is hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. So someone who is easily, quick to disappear, as we know the narcissist is. Someone who is hiding from justice, hiding from the things that they've done, the past, the abuse, the child abuse, the neglect, the hate, the jealousy, the con. The narcissist, you guys, they're a fugitive. This is why so many of them, have different places where they relocate. This is why a lot of them, have multiple relationships or get married multiple times or have multiple children, or, this is why some of them, choose not to get married, and even, stay at their parents' house while they're conning people in different areas, all because they weren't able to get their life in order. Or, the higher grade narcissist that, gets married, has, it looks like they have the perfect wife, the perfect life, but in reality, they're using their wife for credit. They're using their wife for an image. They're using their wife, to take the fall when everything finally does break apart. Someone who doesn't question them. The narcissist wants someone who doesn't question their identity or their motives. Someone who is easily deceived. Someone they can con right in front of them and put the blame on someone else. I always tell you guys, the narcissist is the person that helps you look for something when something goes missing and, pretends to be that friend that empathizes for you, or when an incident happens or something happens out of nowhere or you get robbed or something, they act just as scared for you. But in reality, they've set the whole situation up to hurt you. And maybe you're wondering, well, why me? Because the narcissist is a con artist. And if you guys don't know what a con artist is and the signs to look for, I will leave a link on the description and also on the comments to allow you guys to further understand what con artists do, the steps that they take to really play into that role. Because, see, the thing about a narcissist, especially in the new age that we're living, where people are trying to fake it to make it, or trying to get clout, trying to move on up without doing the work. They want an easy way out. They think that getting followers and getting views, that's the easy way out. A lot of people don't want to put the work behind the scenes in order to make those dreams happen. And that's usually what the narcissist does, is that they don't want to grow up. They don't, especially with a lower grade narcissist, they feel entitled. They feel as if, if you're not going to take care of me, someone else is going to take care of me. They're not looking at you as a woman and, seeing your needs, seeing the things that you need to make you feel, seeing the things that you need as a woman to make you feel feminine. They, most low-grade narcissists, they go into the relationship as being the feminine one, and they expect you to be masculine. They want to switch roles with you. And, with an upper grade narcissist, it's more of an image. The marriage, it's more of an image. Not only that, but a lot of times when they're doing business, they don't want their business opponents to have information about them, because, when you're doing business with someone, sometimes they want to figure out things about you, and they go and they try to get information from your girlfriend or sleep with your boyfriend, or, they do things in order to get information out of you. So the narcissist, actually, they find marriages and things like that useful to a certain extent because they have a partner, a friend, which is really not a friend, someone they're just using almost like a therapist to tell their schemes, their plots, and their secrets to. And they won't tell you everything. They'll tell you certain truths. So by the time that something major happens, or you're in a bad financial situation in that marriage, or they've made really bad choices with money, they can put the blame on you, or they can be able to keep you around while they're going through those things, so that you can pick up the slack, or you can, you can get the bad end of the stick if you're using your own credit and things like that. So a narcissist con artist they're a fugitive. They're someone that, people are looking for. These are the people that are pedophiles, so a lot of times, these people might be married. They might not be married. They might, have their own place. They might live at home with their mothers. It doesn't really matter. Someone who's a pedophile is a pedophile. And if you really think about it, and you think about yourself, especially as a woman, when you were in your teen years, imagine all the men older than you that approached you. I remember being at a narcissist house where it was just a lot of narcissists there. And I remember the police coming, and they were looking for a missing girl. And I guess they said that it was in this house that I was at. Everyone was basically denying it. They were basically putting the blame on the neighbor. And listening to that, I was thinking to myself, like, that was weird, and I didn't think anything of it. But now, looking back now, I realized that this house had nothing but narcissists, men around. And one thing about narcissist men is that they don't want you to know who they really are. So they put a facade in front of you, but they're not letting you know that behind closed doors, they're manipulating someone younger, someone who doesn't know what's going on. Some of them, take teenagers. I've seen in my neighborhood men that I grew up with, and now going back into that old neighborhood, I still see the men that I grew up with, and they're older now. And, when I was younger, they were older. Thank God that I never put myself in a bad situation. But I think to myself a lot, like, dang, it's really crazy how easily you can get deceived by a narcissist, especially when you're young. You're not thinking anything of it. You're thinking, oh, I found a boy who has his own place, or I found a guy that drives a car. You're thinking very naive, very materialistic. And a lot of times it has to do with music or your environment or the people around you. But I realized, going back into my old neighborhood and seeing all these grown men, preying on younger women, it made me realize that they never grew up, that they're older, but their mindset is still young. And because they don't want you to know that, they have to belittle you. And if you fall for them manipulating you to think that you're smaller than what you are, it actually makes them feel empowered, because they feel like, well, if I'm able to do this to you, I'm able to do this to them, and I'm able to do this to anyone I want to, because everyone is the same. You guys are too emotional for me. There's something wrong with you guys. They're not looking at the fact that they're doing something that's illegal. So a lot of times narcissists are fugitives. They're hiding and they're running away from being arrested or persecuted because they are pedophiles. They've It's been missing cases of missing teens that have, slept with them and, stayed with these type of men. And then once, they kick these younger girls out, these girls don't even know that this narcissist man has narcissist friends that are also preying on her. And I want to say this because right now, in this modern day world, we have modern day slavery still going on. There's countries where women are still not allowed to have their freedom. We live in a country where, we have rights as women, and somewhere along that change, it changed a lot of anger and manipulative tactics in these narcissists, because now they don't have the kind of control that they once had. So now they have to figure out how to gain your trust quicker, easy, and in a way where it's going to be unnoticed and unseen, to the point where the women and men who are being abused and manipulated under this type of mind control. So they do these things in a way where you won't even notice. Another reason, the thing about narcissists that I want you guys to understand is that they all have something that makes them basically a narcissist. Yes, they all have different personality traits that are identical to each other, where we can all say they relate to each other. But the narcissist always feels like they have this secret over you. They're kind of like, yeah, I know I'm a fugitive. I know I'm an outlaw, but you don't really know me. And you don't understand that I've given myself to this game that I'm playing. I'm going to play it till the end. And people that know about people like me, other men that know about men like me, they know that we're not going to stop till the end, and that's why I feel like it's very important for you guys to know that these people all have different types of kinks and things that turns them on, or things that they do. Every narcissist is different. They have different levels of evil. So, even though they're all fugitives and they're all running away from something, what are they running away from? Pedophilia, being a rapist, being a thief, being a murderer, being a sadistic asshole. Like, which one is it? Because every single narcissist has something. Imagine all the narcissists that, go and prey on women who have children just to, you're thinking, oh, this man's a narcissist, but, you're not understanding that there's something behind that. This person is after your children. And you might think to yourself, well, I have a boy. I don't have a girl. Some of these narcissists like boys. Like, they're pedophiles. So my whole thing is understanding that when a narcissist comes into your life, as painful as it was a con. And the quicker you realize that everything was a lie, everything was plotted. Yes, I know some of you spent more years than others. I understand. I've been there. But the thing is that this person isn't at all who you think they are. Like, none of it was real. They don't care if you look at them like they're disgusting pigs. They don't care if you look at them like they're nothing. They don't care if you look at them and you're kind of like, well, the only reason you have, money is because you basically stole it from someone. If it wasn't for you stealing, narcissist, you would be living at home with your mother and not have anything, right? You can easily think like that. But the thing about a narcissist is that they don't care. They only care about what they can get from people. And some are more skilled than others, because most narcissists are not really that intelligent. And there's different levels of intelligence, of consciousness. I do believe that a lot of narcissists are conscious. They know that what they're doing is bad, and they like to play dumb. And it confuses you because they're gaslighting you. But I do believe that these people are aware of what they do. They don't have a problem with that. They know that it's you who's going to have a problem with it. It's you who is going to think that it's wrong what they're doing. This is why they live with such shame, with such hate for not being able to just be who they want to be. They envy people who are allowed to just be themselves, whatever they are. They know that what they're doing, it's illegal. It's spiritually illegal. This is why I say that, the narcissist is a fugitive. So I want you guys to understand that when they come into your life, it's all for a reason, for a purpose. They don't just hang around people for any reason. And if they tell you that, you're one of their favorite, it's only because you're one of the people that are willing to overlook all the lies and all the infidelity and all the manipulation. And it's almost like you're not taking them serious, and they know that. And they feel like it's your fault for not understanding that they mean business. They mean business. And when they're ready to leave, they won't give you closure. They'll steal, they'll take from you. They'll sleep with your friend. They'll do the most despicable things because they want you to hate them, because they're looking at it like, I've been making you my slave and controlling you, and you've been overlooking it. When we have fights and I blow up, I tell you who I am, but you don't really believe me. And I know it's hard for you to believe me because I apologize, or I always act like I want to move past what happened. And I know that it confuses you. But if it was me, I would have been on to my next con already. So I know that once you figure me out, you're going to hate me. Once you figure me out, you're going to hate me because you're going to realize that that's not even the half of it, but there's no love loss, because I just it's about me and what I have to do. And they're really just hoping you'll just let the situation go no matter what they've done to you. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping they could just, forget about the situation and the things that they've done. This is why they don't ever stop and think about the things that they do to others. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was that when the narcissist is love bombing you or love bombing anyone, the new supply, because it's all a con. And that's what I want you guys to know, so that you guys don't feel bad. Yes, sometimes you feel bad about the things you've lost, but I always look at it as you've gained so much more. You've gained so much knowledge. And if you didn't go through these things, worse things could have happened to you, because that evil is following you around. And if it doesn't use that narcissist, it would use another different narcissist. So this experience is to let you know that there is this evil out there. And it's very important to be aware of it and aware of these type of people. These are these narcissist con artists, that are out being fugitives. These are the type of men who have children with different women, who sometimes have children that they don't even know about. They have children they've created in different places, and they've disappeared. They've disappeared to another state, and they feel like they are never going to be found. And a lot of times, if you notice, this is why on their social medias, they won't put their real name. That's another. I know that a lot of people like to keep their identity hidden. They don't want their employer looking up their Facebook and things like that. So that's understandable. But the thing about the narcissist is that they have so much to hide that you will never see them use their real name on social networks. And a lot of times, another thing that I overlooked about the narcissist is that they do change their names. They change their nicknames, and they change their actual names. Sometimes they don't want to change their name completely, so they use a name that kind of resembles their name, or they change the spelling of their name. So they do different things, and it's very important to investigate people. You know, when you're being love bombed by these type of people, you have to ask yourself, who is this person? I don't really know too much about this person. And it's not really that you want to judge them, but it's always about securing your safety. And you know, this person could be love bombing you, but if you do a quick background check, you might find out that the name they gave you, it's not even a real name. Or you might find out that they do have kids when they said that they didn't. Or you might find out that they gave you a wrong age because they want to make themselves seem younger. And this goes for men and for women, because women do it too. And then you might think to yourself, well, if you didn't give me your real name, why? And, you know, while you're sitting here love bombing me, what if I would have been intimate with you? What if I would have welcomed you in my home, around my children, and I wouldn't even know who you are? Not only that, what if this person has a whole nother identity, a whole nother life, a whole nother family? What if they have a nasty sickness and they're preying on your children? I mean, once you catch a narcissist in one lie, or when you meet a narcissist in the beginning, it's always important when you meet people to always listen. Don't just hear people talk, listen. Listen to the things the narcissist says, because the narcissist always makes the mistake of saying one thing and then saying something else later on. You know, they might tell you someone's name, and then later on, they're calling that person by another name, and you're kind of like, I thought you said their name was so-and-so. And they'll tell you, oh, I did tell you that was their name, but, you know, we also call them this. You know, narcissists, you'll always catch them in lies, and then when you catch them in that lie, they will continue to lie. They'll have another lie to that lie, and they will, they will say these things right away. And it's always important to watch the body language, watch where their eye movements are, because when people are lying to you, they're going to look to the right, to their creative side, instead of to the left, which is their memory. And some narcissists are so well skilled in this, especially the ones that are used to speaking in front of crowds. You will notice that they make sure that their eye contact and their posture is as normal as it can be. So you'll see that with the skilled narcissist that's been doing this for a long time, they can look you in your eyes and lie. As to the lower grade narcissists, they tend to look away a lot because they're like, oh, I got caught, But you will always feel the lack of empathy. This person is very skilled at body movements, but the lack of empathy is there. So when the narcissist knows that they have enough control over you, the abuse is just going to advance more and more. It can get even physical, and by the time you realize it, it's like you feel trapped, like you can't get out. And that's how the narcissist is able to get a lot of people into human trafficking, especially when they befriend people online, that are naive, and they communicate with them, for years even. And that's part of human trafficking. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're being sold, but you're being trafficked to a place that you weren't even supposed to be in the first place. So this person is basically taking your entity, your spirit, and they're putting it and placing it in the wrong path. And then the next thing you know, you're selling yourself short for the narcissist. And while you're selling yourself short, you're selling bits and pieces of your soul without even knowing. In order for the past not to catch up to the narcissist, they need to invest in people. Invest in friends, invest in their family, invest in people, because when everything crashes, they're going to need those people around, right? So the way the narcissist invests in people in their supply is by, giving them flowers, putting gas in their car, getting their nails done, giving them money just because, that quick cash app. They'll just send you a 20 or 50 or $100 for no reason. They'll go and get your car washed. And while they're doing all this love bombing, you guys, it's nothing but an investment. And another thing about narcissists, especially narcissist men, in my perspective as a woman, is that a lot of them know that women are vulnerable. A lot of them know that women are able to use their looks to get far in life. So sometimes they'll, go after a certain type of female because they feel like that female will make them look good in some type of way. And sometimes we ask ourselves, well, why do they go after women who have empathy and not women who are narcissistic, right? Why? Why do they pick on us? Well, if they're not on the down low, the answer to that is that they pick both. They look at narcissist women like, they're willing to get down and dirty just like them. They're willing to get their hands dirty, their nails, their claws dirty, right? So the narcissist, they go after narcissist women, but they know that a lot of times it's not going to last because those women are also conning people, but they have an understanding. It's very demonic. They have an understanding. This is why you might think, well, why did they pick me? And it seems like they're abusing me and they're treating others good. It's because they know that you're willing to take the abuse. You're willing to take the things that other people won't take. Even narcissist women are willing to do things that even the normal woman won't do. So you can have a narcissist man that, they'll get with a narcissist woman and they'll have the narcissist woman do things that she's not supposed to be doing, things that are criminal, right? They'll get the narcissist woman to do criminal things, and they don't want their wife that has empathy to get into any type of trouble because they know that their wife with empathy has loyalty. But because they know that the narcissist woman is going to cross them, they're not willing to get rid of their primary supply. They're going to find a way to criminalize that narcissist woman and dump her. And this is why when those narcissist women come and they're trying to break your marriage and things like that, you will see that the wife, she won't leave. She won't leave because she feels as if she's special. There's something different about her. There's something valuable in that relationship that the narcissist women can't offer that narcissist man. And it's almost as if they start to feel as if that narcissist man has feelings, has emotions, because they're thinking to themselves, the narcissist can be with anyone, but they're with me. Their loyalty is with me. They know that I have loyalty. No, the narcissist knows that women will will go over and beyond for someone that they think cares about them. So when the narcissist gives you gifts and investments, like flowers and things like that, that's just part of the love bombing. That's just an investment that they make on you. And while they're making these investments on you, this is where they'll get hostile on their primary supply. This could even be someone they're married to and, have been with for a long time. And like I said, this primary supply might feel as if, well, the narcissist will never leave me. I know they're kind of wicked or they're evil, but they won't leave me. And they'll become hostile with their partner, whether you're married with them or not. They'll begin to, you'll begin to notice that, finances are changing, money is changing. They're complaining about everything. They're complaining about bills. They're making you feel as if you're not doing enough. You're not working hard enough. You might be working just as hard as them or even harder. You might be the breadwinner, and they're making you feel as if you are nothing. And a lot of times they have that horror mentality where they're kind of like, well, you're going to take care of me. I'm going to save my money and I'm going to live happily ever after. And they become very delusional. They become very childlike, and once they leave, they feel like they're on top of the world, especially if you're chasing after them, especially if you're trying to figure out where did you go wrong, what happened, what you could have done to change things. You're trying to figure out what you could have done to keep the relationship alive or keep the relationship going, but people don't seem to understand that the narcissist's whole game is a con. So when they go with this new supply, they're going to expect all of their investments back. They're going to feel like, okay, I invested in you. Now I'm going to want all these things back. But before they do that, they will go back and forth between the old supply and the new supply. They won't just leave. They will tell the new supply, hey, I invested in you. They're not going to tell them straight up, but they're going to give them the impression of, hey, I invested in you. I really like you. That's why I've been talking to you, or that's why I've been buying you things or doing things for you. But they're going to have a point in that relationship with the new supply where they're going to ghost them, for a couple of days at a time. And they're going to do it to them repeatedly and intermediately to try to figure out if this new supply is going to be willingly able to take the abuse from the narcissist, because they know that once they get with that new supply, they know that eventually they're going to look for someone else, because the narcissist, they are a fugitive. The narcissist is a fugitive. So they're going to eventually need someone else because they don't depend on anyone. It's kind of like, giving a stray cat some food and then trying to hold it. The stray cat is like, thank you for the food, but I don't want to be held by you because I don't trust you. The narcissist never has trust for anyone. So they feel as if, they see you being upset, but they're kind of like, don't be upset because I'm going to do the same thing to them. And it's almost as if they want you to feel relieved from understanding that they're going to do the same thing they did to them or the people in the past. They'll give you hints and signs telling you that they've done this before or they're going to do it again. It's like a serial killer. I'm going to strike again. That's where that mind fog comes into place. They, are pathological liars. They don't break out of that character. And it's like, they don't care about what they put you through or your losses. They're kind of like, be thankful. So they're basically telling you to be thankful that they don't have empathy and that's why they did it. So this is where, most people get angry, they're upset, and the narcissist will just be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. They basically want you to know that you should have saw it coming, so the narcissist, when they get with this new supply, they're going to go back and forth with that new supply. You're going to have, the narcissist is going to have mood swings. There's going to be things that are happening. Someone might even break their car window. There's just going to be things that are happening. And it's because the narcissist's new supply is starting to figure out that this narcissist is, maybe in another relationship, or they feel almost as if the narcissist is cheating, right? They're getting an impression that the narcissist is cheating, and you're their primary supply, and this person is after you, and you're the primary supply. This person is after you because in their mind, they really believe that they've been in this relationship with the narcissist, and that all of a sudden the narcissist is showing them signs of cheating, but it's all to see if they're willing to accept the lie, if they're willing to accept the illusion. And most people are. Most people do. They think to themselves, what am I doing? This person was just giving me flowers, giving me money for my nails, sending me Cash App money for no reason. What did I do? And it's almost like they want you to feel like a cheap whore, and they want you to look for them and give you some type of validation or value, and they know that. So they're kind of like, okay, if that's how you want me to treat you, well, that's how I'm going to treat you. And, it's very scary because there are situations where the narcissist, they're conning everyone. And these type of people will come after you. You'll be in dangerous situations where the narcissist's new supply is after you, almost as if you're the new supply. When things start to get to the point where things might get violent, or they might lose their reputation, or they might lose their job because there's emotions everywhere from the new supply, this is where they'll drop you. And the only reason they'll drop you before they'll give you an ultimatum. They'll give you a choice. The choice is basically stay around. You already know what I'm about. Stay and take this abuse, or leave. And if you try to break up whatever they got going on with the new supply, and basically allow the new supply to know that what they're feeling is true, they'll come after you. They'll hurt you. So you, in one hand, you have this new supply hunting you down. Then you have the narcissist willing to just sacrifice you on the other hand. And it's like, which one do you want? The narcissist new supply to hunt you down? Or do you want to just be sacrificed? Or do you just want to walk away from the whole situation? Because if you feel either one of them, they're both going to get off on what you're feeding them. And it's not going to make your relationship better. It's just going to feed that new supply to feel like, oh, you're with her. Well, now I'm going to stick around so I can say I'm the primary supply. Not knowing that that was just all part of the narcissist game. And if you see the narcissist game coming, you'll be prepared. And when you see it coming, you'll be prepared by giving the narcissist your silence, because that's what they're going to hate the most. They want this big fight to break up, and they want everyone to be confused and fighting over them. They know that for the most part, you might even know how they are, and you don't want to get violent. They might know that you don't want to get violent, that you're just hurt because they're lying to these people about you, and you're just hurt, and you're wondering why. And you're depleted because you don't want to fight for anyone. You didn't sign up for this. So because the narcissist knows that you've had enough and that you see through them and you see their whole game, they know that you're either going to blow up, and then this new supply is going to, you're going to give more value to the narcissist, or you're going to walk away from it because you know that you're tired of it. They know that you're going to have to make a choice, and they give you that choice, and they feel as if they're going to win to the end. And this is where a lot of times the narcissist new supply will get kind of like, I didn't sign up for this either. I didn't know that you were going to love bomb me and expect something out of me, or you were going to just move in with me and expect me to take care of you every day. I didn't know this is what the new supply was doing. I didn't know that this is the life you were living. If I would have knew that, I would have just, stayed single because I liked it better when we were dating. I liked having those 2-3 days, with you and not knowing what you were doing the whole week. I loved it when I was dumb and naive. I loved it. That's what the new supply is going to feel like. She's going to feel like, what the hell? I'm being used for my body and my money and my status. Narcissists want to waste your time to decrease your value, and they want to increase their value. They want to manipulate, energy to get more supply. That's what makes them feel powerful. Once the new supply becomes a primary supply, then they're going to think back. Oh, I kind of feel bad for the past supply because if they did it to me, they must have done it to them. And if they're doing it to me, they're going to do it to the next one. And now that new supply is stuck thinking the same thing that you were thinking. And it's all because the narcissist is a fugitive. They're a con artist. They use the vulnerability of women to get what they want. All to go and smile around other narcissist men and talk about the game that they played on you, the game that their friends have played on you, because they all were preying on you and the people around you. So, I hope that this message on the narcissist is a fugitive was helpful for you guys. I hope that it's helpful for your healing to understand that this person's toxic, and with every fugitive, there comes a time where they're going to have to pay. You can't run away from karma. You can't run away from state to state. You can't run away from your problems because sooner or later, they'll catch up to you. Sooner or later, the people around you will give up on you and will turn on you too. The narcissist has people around them that will turn on them, who seem as if they're good people now because they're bad-mouthing you. But trust me and believe me when I say that they're going to get it worse. And then they're going to realize all of the little signs, all of the little hints, and they're going to realize that the actions that they showed others, they weren't eliminated from receiving the same type of treatment. So don't forget to like this video, you guys. If it was helpful, don't forget to comment down below and share your experiences. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. And I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of light, lots of peace in your healing. You guys got this. It's going to be okay. There's going to be better days. That Grand Reaper will be chasing after the new supply. All those nightmares that you have, eventually, the longer you stay away from these narcissists, that energy will follow the new supply until they decide to leave. That energy will not stop attacking the new supply. See, the moment that they leave you to make that contract, to make it official with that new supply, it's like they're making vows to that person. That energy is going after that person now. And, this person's going to sleep badly. They're going to wake up having nightmares. They're going to dream about you. You're going to dream about them. You'll have dreams about the narcissist new supply. They'll have dreams about you. There'll be things that start happening around the new supply, trying to warn her to leave. But she's not going to wake up until it's too late. So instead of worrying about the narcissist, the new supply, them getting away with things, understand that no one gets away from anything that they do. Everything that you do, you will reap. So I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys.